All right, great patriots, welcome to another White House press briefing with the Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. All we ask, if you can please share the live stream on social media to let other patriots know that we are now live. We're going to be switching over to the White House in just a few moments. Let me know in the chat if you guys got notified by YouTube. Hopefully YouTube send you a notification, but they're not sending everybody. So that's the reason why we ask if you can please share the stream on Facebook and Parler and Gab and Reddit and all of those, whatever social media you have. Make sure you guys share it on there. It helps out the channel immensely, especially now as you guys know what's going on. Also, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. That helps us out with the algorithm here on YouTube. So smash that like button and let everyone know who won in the chat. If you share the live stream on Twitter, we'll give you guys a quick shout out as a thank you for your help and your support. We want to give a big shout out to all the patriots with the Trump hats next to their name in the chat. It's because of those patriots, our members, that we are able to live stream here on YouTube. So you guys make it possible. So a big shout out to all the patriots with the Trump hat next to their name in the chat. I'd like to give a big shout out to Ann Ritter. Thanks so much, Ann, for your help and your support through Super Chat. As you guys can see, this live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere or on any of our live streams. Our live streams are powered by the people, our members and patriots who help us through Super Chat. Well, thank you so much, Ann, for believing in Golden State Times and supporting the free press. We want to give a big thank you and a welcome to Red Pill 66. Thanks so much, Great Patriot, for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. Now that you're a member, make sure you check out our custom emojis. Check them out, and your name will come up at the bottom of a ticker very soon. Also, thank you so much. Because of you, we're able to live stream here on YouTube to patriots all over the world and all over the country. All right, folks, so we just got word from the White House. We'll be switching over in just a few moments. But we're going to be giving shout outs here to all patriots who are sharing the live stream. We want to start off with Deb926. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. Chris Brooks, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Great Patriot. We also have My Vote Was Stolen, Jody B. Thanks so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. Let's see here. We'll be switching over to the White House in just a few moments. We want to give a big shout out here to Jingle Bells Hop. Thank you so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. We want to give a big shout out to Q Essence for sharing the stream. We also want to give a big thank you to Kath by Choice. Thank you so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. We'll just give it another minute. So if you would like to help out Golden State Times, please share the live stream on Twitter and we'll give you a shout out. All right, folks, here we go. So we have Preacher17. Thanks so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. We also have Gary Aries. Thank you so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. We have Resignation Anon. Thank you so much for sharing the stream. Cynthia and Linda Woods. Thank you so much, Great Patriot. We also have Shower Them with Rubies. Thank you so much, Great Patriot. We also have I Am Leon and Harold T. Thanks so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. We have Anna Chase. We have Frankie Owens. We also have Stevie BUSA. And also we have Susan Burns sharing the stream. Great. Thank you so much, Great Patriot. We have Mail. Thank you so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. Office of the President-Elect. Thank you so much for sharing the stream. Dustin Share, thank you so much, Great Patriot. Philip Jocelyn, thank you so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. And we also have Blue Collar Kraken, thank you so much, Great Patriot. President-elect Susan T, thank you so much, Great Patriot. Richie Rich Say When, thank you so much, Great Patriot. Barb Sheldon and Preacher17 once again, thank you so much, Great Patriot. Seeker of Truth and Ronald Herford, thank you so much, Great Patriot. We also have Jennifer Broyles, thank you so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. We have Sergio sharing the stream and Deplorable Tiger Fan, thanks so much for sharing the stream, Great Patriot. Jacqueline Singer, Thorfan127, and Jane is sharing the stream. Thank you so much. Susan, thank you so much, Susan, for sharing the stream. And Meek69, Seeker of Truth. And Repub Mom, thanks so much, Great Patriot. Army Mom, thanks so much for sharing the stream, Great Patriot. We also have Dr. Gila and Jody, thanks so much, Jody, for sharing the stream. We also have Barbara Hathaway, Sandy Acker, Joel Shane Gabbert, and Persistent Deplorable Bad Jasper. Thanks so much, Great Patriot. We also have Runner. Thanks so much, Runner, for sharing the stream. All right, so just give me a second here. See what the White House is saying. What's going on with the White House? Give me a second. All right, so we have some more here. We have mobilealterationsexpress.com.au. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have Sparky1833. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. We have Cheeks Grammy. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. Great Patriot. President-elect Chris. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have here, let's see, we have Donna, BJ Drewinski, Rummy Claus, Shelly, and New World One. Thanks so much for sharing the stream, Great Patriot. We also have Zaviro Jones sharing the stream, Edna Miller, and Mr. DQQ Little. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. President-elect Gerard, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Marquita, thanks so much, Marquita, for sharing the stream. Great Patriot. And we also have Rob Sinclair sharing the stream. And we also have Wild Child of the Universe sharing the stream. Brian, thanks so much, Brian, for sharing the stream. All right, so I guess we'll be giving some more shout outs in just a few moments. Let me just check on the White House and see what they're saying. All right, folks, so we'll be switching over to the White House in just a moment. We got the footage, so just give me a second here. You're going to see a screen that says, please stand by. And we'll go on from there. I'll be switching over to the White House in just a few moments. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. All right, just give me a second here and we'll be switching over to the White House as we already have footage. I just wanted to check on the White House to see if everything was running smoothly or what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
All right, even the mic is on too, folks. The mic is on.
Hey, is White House briefing room for
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. Ja, ja, dus, nee, dus, hè, want,
All right, so the mic is on and everything is ready to go, folks.
Omdat ze in beroep zullen gaan, hè. En
Do I have to be here on
ja. Ja, ja, wel. Er zijn op dit ogenblik zeker 2 rechtszaken waarover de Trump-administratie nog verder heeft gecommuniceerd. En die zijn in Georgia bij de tweede hertelling. En dan in Michigan willen ze dus ook nog een aantal stembiljetten die bij het voetjes.
All right, since you guys hear that she's speaking in another language, that's the foreign press representative that is going to be in the press briefing today. Unless you're from where she's from, I don't understand what she's saying. So I want to give a big shout out here to Patriots David Martin and also John Ward for your help and your support through Super Chat. If I missed your Super Chat or your membership, I apologize, Great Patriots, but I was trying to figure out what was going on with the White House. But as you guys can see, we are now ready to go. So if you supported us through Super Chat, if you supported us through membership, thank you for not only believing in Golden State Times, but supporting the free press. As you guys can see, this live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. Just give me a second here. All right, so there's absolutely no advertisements on this live stream. This live stream is powered by the people, the Patriots who help us through Super Chat, and also all the members in the chat. So we want to give a big shout out to all the Patriots with a Trump hat next to their name in the chat. All right, here we go. A lot of people say that I'm Dave Rubin. No, I'm not Dave Rubin. Trust me, I'm not.
There's usually not a chair there, right?
I never really seen his show, to be honest with you. I know who he is, but I really haven't seen any of his work, so I'll check it out.
Thank you so much, Dr. Thank you.
Got it?
Yeah, got it. Thank you so much.
Yes, go ahead. Okay.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Roar. Thank you so much, Roar, for your help and your support through Super Chat. And most importantly, believing in Golden State Times and supporting the
Just
free
for you all
press.
and nobody else. One, two, three, four, five. got it.
Stand by, let me turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Robert.
Yes, sir.
You heard it?
Yeah, I was
This looks good. Whoever shows up to start talking. Whoever starts talking. Just point shoot. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
I'd like to give a big shout out to the Old Gar Resistance. Thanks so much, Old Gar Resistance, for your help and your support through Super Chat. But most importantly, believing in Golden State Times and supporting the free press. This live stream is powered by the people. Here at Golden State Times, there's no advertisements on our live streams. So thank you so much, great patriots, in the chat with the Trump hats next to your name, and also the Old Guard Resistance for your support through Super Chat.
And then they want somebody there 24/7. Today? Yesterday here, somebody said. Wow. That's wild. You hear somebody testify? Right.
Right, she's gonna turn her. Take her back. Right.
Hello.
You guys got it? Sure.
I got you guys, hi. Hi guys, I hear you.
Have a briefing to fix the late 5 minutes. Might be there. No,
Hi there, I'm great, how y'all doing? Sure. Perfect, thanks guys.
too bad. But probably about exactly the same.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Counted down.
exactly counting down and like credit, looking at the number, say, picture that book.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm gonna picture book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a book about Trump and then we'll ship it out here.
A lot of content there.
Exactly.
Some good, some bad.
Exactly. I think there'll be an audience for that. I think like about a year for me to write it, I think, but I think we're gonna have a year from now, I think there'll still be an audience. Right. Especially because Trump is gonna be like teasing us for that for 4 years, about exactly. And everyone's not gonna
Thank you. How you This thing's pretty loud, huh?
Yeah. The sign of a dying motor.
Yeah.
You know which one it is?
Sounds like this one.
You see any
No,
of
we
those?
do not.
CNN?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, great Patriots. I'd like to give a big shout out to Stop Bugging and Talk. Oh, I'm sorry. Stop Bugging. It doesn't even give me the last of it. It just says Stop Bugging. So thank you so much, great Patriot, for your help and your support. YouTube does not let me see your whole name, Patriot. I apologize for that. Diane Greenfield, thank you so much for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. So I put a little bit of a slow mode on the chat, just like around 10 seconds, just so everybody can enjoy the chat. I'll give shout outs to all Patriots who are supporting us through Super Chat and through membership.
I think
at the end,
it's like
I'm
the
just
cooling
making
fan,
sure that
maybe.
everything is running smoothly.
Yeah, it's still humming, but I think he said it's the cooling fan thing, probably. So as long as you can still move it, that's good. Wow.
All right, so we have a great Patriot from Mo Ba that says, Golden State Times, can you explain why the lady in red is staying there in the front doing nothing? I have seen this multiple times before, but why? The answer is the lady in front is from a big news network. The ones in the very, very front of the room, they are from either CNN, ABC, or Fox News. They're the only ones that are allowed to be in the very, very front. So most likely she's from CNN. Now, she is there to do a report for CNN before the press briefing actually begins. All of them do it. CNN, Fox News, ABC. They do a report, they spew fake news before the actual press briefing. So then that way, their viewers just see her and not see the actual thing. They don't show them the actual press briefing. Here at Golden State Times, it's the other way around. We don't need a bobblehead like her. We don't need a airhead or any of those things. You get to see the raw footage of what is going on at the press briefing. So that is the short answer to your question. I hope that you understand now what's going on.
That's it should be up to you.
Sir, are you gonna move that? Can't be in the first hearing at all.
2-minute warning.
Ed, are you cool with that?
Yeah, we're cool, man.
Yeah, get out. Come on, Ed.
Get out
Hey
of
guys,
here.
we just got the 2-minute warning.
Down front.
I'm cool.
Ed, are you cool with that?
I'm cool. I'll leave though.
Hey Harris, well even as these whistleblowers speak out, the Attorney General, Bill Barr, made it very clear yesterday that the Department of Justice has not uncovered evidence of widespread voter fraud enough to alter the outcome of the election. Now, after quite a bit of pushback from the Trump campaign, the Department of Justice put out a statement last night noting that, quote, the department will continue to receive and vigorously pursue all specific and credible allegations of fraud.
All right, folks,
as
so they're
expeditiously
spewing
as
their
possible.
fake
But
news.
in the words of the Attorney
So
General,
I'd like to
and
give
I
a big
quote, he
shout out
says,
here
to date, we
to
have not seen fraud
XR
on a
Pizza.
scale
Thanks so much,
that
Great
could have
Patriot, for
affected
your help
a different
and
outcome
your
in the
support.
election. Still, the Trump campaign
Also,
is
we want to give a
continuing
shout out
fight
to
today,
Z-Master. Thanks so much for
especially in
becoming a new
Michigan, where
member,
Rudy Giuliani is
believing
set
in
to
Golden State
testify
Times, and
before
supporting the
state's
free press.
House Oversight Committee. But remember, Michigan certified the election results last week, and President-elect Joe Biden won that state by about 154,000 votes, and so far, none of the campaign's lawsuits in that state have been successful. As for these whistleblowers, 2 subcontractors for the U.S. Postal Service have come forward saying that they witnessed some irregularities with mail-in ballots. Here's the White House press secretary talking about that just last night.
All right, so I'd like to give a big thank you here to Drone Flying with Bruno. Keep it safe. Thanks so much, Great Patriot, for your help and your support through Super Chat. We also want to give a big thank you to Staff Sergeant Viper. Thank you so much, Great Patriot. Thank you so much for believing in Golden State Times and supporting the free press through Super Chat. Give me 1 second as I turn back the mic on. Give me a second here. There we go.
Thanks, guys.
Do the hokey pokey.
We would like to give a big thank you and a welcome to Marine Tiggy. Thank you so much, Great Patriot, for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. You are what helps us live stream here on YouTube and helps us continue live streaming here on YouTube. As this live stream, all of our live streams here at Golden State Times are powered by the people. We are powered by the people, folks. So all of the live streams that we do are 100% ad-free here at Golden State Times. Kayleigh McEnany is on her way out, folks. She is on her way out.
Good afternoon, everyone. The United States Constitution matters even during a pandemic. While Democrat politicians seek to impose draconian restrictions against their citizens, this past week, the Supreme Court of the United States had their say on New York State's capacity restrictions, which restricted the number of attendees allowed in places of worship, but not other government-deemed essential businesses. Justice Gorsuch in the ruling said this as he rolled back Governor Cuomo's restrictions on places of worship. He said, quote, "It is time, past time, to make plain that while the pandemic poses many grave challenges, there is no world in which the Constitution tolerates color-coded executive edicts that reopen liquor stores and bike shops, but shutter churches, synagogues, and mosques." Behind me, you will see displayed images of Democrat hypocrisy playing on loop. These images depict the following. They show Governor Gavin Newsom of California dining both maskless and indoors at the fancy French Laundry restaurant despite severe lockdown restrictions against indoor dining for the very people he governs. You'll see Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot celebrating in the non-socially distant streets of her city. You will see Speaker Nancy Pelosi indoors at a hair salon in San Francisco when salons in California were only open for outdoor services. And you will see CNN's Chris Cuomo staging his emergence from quarantine in a made-for-television moment, coming out of the basement, and this was after Cuomo was spotted breaking his brother, Governor Cuomo's quarantine rules to go for a bike ride in the Hamptons. Also notable is San Francisco Mayor London Breed, who followed Governor Newsom's lead in dining at the French Laundry with a group of 8 people. And finally, Los Angeles County Supervisor Sheila Kuehl dining outdoors at her favorite Santa Monica restaurant after voting to ban outdoor dining at 31,000 restaurants throughout LA, calling outdoor dining a most dangerous situation. Quite clearly, these Democrats do not follow their own edicts. They act in a way that their own citizens are barred from acting. Governor Cuomo's decision to impose restrictions on the size of religious gatherings was rebuked by the highest court in the land. But what was Cuomo's response? Instead of showing deference to the Constitution, he attacked the legitimacy of the court. Governor Cuomo said this, "You have a different court, and I think that was the statement that the court was making. We know who he appointed to the court. We know their ideology." Well, in fact, the ideology of those on the Supreme Court who made the decision to support the First Amendment are in favor of freedom, the Constitution that survives even during a pandemic. This statement from Governor Cuomo strikes at the heart of the issue. Democrats seek control. These images behind me make clear Democrats' mindset. Rules for thee, but not for me. The president stands with you, your freedom, your ability to decide how to best protect your health. We all know how to protect ourselves from COVID-19, wash your hands, socially distance, wear a mask. But as one federal court put it, there is no pandemic exception to the Constitution. And with that, I'll take questions. Welcome back, Kristen. Good to have you back.
Thank you so much. Good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I want to ask you about comments that the Attorney General made to the Associated Press. He said, quote, "To date, we have not seen fraud on a scale that could have affected a different outcome in the election." Given that, why hasn't President Trump conceded?
So first, he went on to say this. It was in an AP interview where he made that initial comment. But in that same AP interview, he went on to say that he thinks a lot of people are confusing the use of the federal criminal justice system with allegations that should be made in civil lawsuits. And he discerned the fact that, he said, quote, "There's a growing tendency to use the criminal justice system as sort of a default fix-all. And the campaigns litigation is all civil litigation, which is apart from something that the DOJ would be involved in."
Follow up with you on that of more than 40 cases that have been brought by the president's legal team. The majority have been denied or dismissed. the election results have been certified in all of the battleground states. Does the president still think he has a path to win?
The president has said that he believes all legal votes should be counted and all illegal votes should not be counted. And in fact, the campaign is pursuing that litigation. I can't get into the details of that litigation here, but they still do have active cases in Nevada and Wisconsin.
But how does he overturn the results when they've already been certified in these battleground states, Kayleigh?
Again, the president is just looking for every legal vote to be counted, and I will leave it to the campaign to pursue their end.
Does he have faith in Attorney General Bill Barr? Does he still have confidence in Bill Barr?
The president, if he has any personnel announcements, will be the first to know it. Yeah. We'll go for Janet.
Thank you. 2 questions. Has the president then spoken to Attorney General Bill Barr since these comments came out yesterday?
I'm not aware if they've spoken. I know the Attorney General was here yesterday for a pre-planned meeting with the Chief of Staff, and they discussed an array of issues, but I'm not aware if the President has spoken to him directly.
Has the President considered any preemptive pardons to any of his kids? Has he talking to Attorney Giuliani about this?
I've heard no mention of any pardons in any conversations I've had in the White House other than the pardon of Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, a 3-star general who I've discussed from this podium before, who had his life ruined. He was a valiant hero who served his country both on the battlefield and then came to work in government. And what happened to him was there was an FBI note that said they wanted to get Lieutenant General Michael Flynn to lie. There then was a criminal leak of his identity in a phone call he had. He was told no lawyers were needed in the discussion the FBI was having with him. FBI investigators then after said they did not think that Lieutenant General Michael Flynn was lying, but yet he was still pursued in an unjust manner, and the government failed to provide the original FBI 302s from that interview. It was an egregious miscarriage of justice, and we're finally glad that justice was served for a war hero, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. David.
Is the President planning to announce his 2024 candidacy in a formal event here at the White House before January 20th or even on January 20th?
I've not heard any discussions of that. I'm aware of the reporting, but the President's campaign is currently pursuing active litigation, and that is the focus, at least at the moment.
You heard his comments last night. It sounds like he's planning to run again. Do you know if that's a fact?
I haven't spoken to him about that. Again, his campaign is pursuing litigation. I would redirect you to the campaign. Yeah. Yes.
Mark Meadows has been meeting with Commissioner Hahn. What is being discussed? And also, did the White House get a heads up that the UK was going to be approving the Pfizer vaccine?
I'm not aware of any heads up that we were given, but what I will say about Dr. Hahn is it is par for the course for the Chief of Staff to meet with him as we're trying to save American lives with a vaccine in record time. In fact, 2 vaccines, not only a vaccine in record time. You heard Moncef Slaoui say a vaccine normally takes anywhere from 4 years to 25 years. He said that in an interview last week, and this was in 10 months. It's remarkable progress, but we still want to make sure that it comes as fast, as expeditiously, but as safely as possible, because we know by that each day that passes, there are more American lives at stake. So we want to make sure it comes out as quickly as the data allows it to, and we will have 40 million doses by the end of the year, which is a tremendous achievement, not just to have gotten a vaccine in this time, but to have produced 40 million in advance. It's having a businessman as president. It's the Trump vaccine. Yes, Justin.
Thanks. I had a couple policy things, but first I just wanted to go back to what you said about personnel. Right before the election in a rally, the president suggested that he might fire Dr. Fauci after the vote had happened. And so I was wondering if you could comment on what Dr. Fauci's status is and if you have any.
Yeah, I've heard no discussions of that. Dr. Fauci's still hard at work on the task force.
And then there were 2 things that the president mentioned as policy goals that would happen before the election that we haven't seen any sort of obvious progress on, so I wanted to check in on those. The first is the $200 Medicare prescription drug card that was supposed to happen before the election. It seems to have sort of vanished, so I was wondering if you could give an update on that.
Let me follow up with the Chief of Staff on that. I haven't heard any current discussions about it, but I will follow up with you.
He had also promised an immigration order, an executive order on immigration that would protect dreamers. Again, he promised that before the election. Do you have any
He put forth many different immigration packages on HB1 visas and others to protect American workers. I'll circle back, but there were many iterations of immigration EOs prior to the election.
Is that work progressing at this point, or have you sort of thrown in the towel?
I think right now the focus is making sure that there is stimulus relief for Americans who are hurting right now. So that is the current active policy priority that we are working on moment by moment, along with COVID. Yes. Yes.
Kayleigh, as demonstrated by the large red ribbon out around the White House, yesterday was World AIDS Day. The president issued his proclamation yesterday, but consistent with his previous 3 proclamations, omitted any reference to LGBTQ people, even though they bear the brunt of HIV/AIDS. The president included a reference to racial and ethnic minorities, so why not LGBTQ people?
The president honored World AIDS Day yesterday in a way that no president has before, with the red ribbon there, and I think that he commemorated the day as he should have.
Why there's no reference to LGBTQ people in the proclamation? Is not it?
Charlotte, go ahead.
I wanted to ask about Section 230. Is President Trump willing to allow a government shutdown over that in the National Defense Bill?
The president has made clear the importance of 230, and I would point you to his tweet about how that pertains to the NDAA. One thing I would say, when you look at 230, just to explain for the American public exactly what that is, it's essentially a shield that is given to social media networks because they claim to be the public square. But in the case of Twitter, Twitter has become a publisher, choosing to fact check certain content. And when you're a publisher, there are certain responsibilities with that. You should not be immune from liability. And when you look at what Twitter has done on the Ayatollah Khomeini, we were just looking at his Twitter account before coming out here, and just a few weeks ago, the Ayatollah Khomeini of Iran tweeted, quote, "Why is it a crime to raise doubts about the Holocaust?" Something not worthy of a flag by Twitter, which is despicable when you think about it. Also, the Ayatollah has tweeted that Israel is a deadly, cancerous growth that should be uprooted and destroyed, something that Twitter did not deem worthy of flagging or blocking in its entirety. And in fact, Twitter executives defended that move in front of the Knesset. This is a very important issue, one that there's even bipartisan agreement that something needs to be done. So the president will be unashamed in fighting against that kind of vitriol that we see and very hateful language that Twitter is publishing. Kristen.
Thank you, Kayleigh. Just one more question about Section 230. The Democratic chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, he put out a statement essentially saying that these two things are not related, Section 230 and something as big and important for our national security as the NDAA. So I just want to be clear here, is President Trump seriously considering and talking about vetoing the NDAA over Section 230?
Yes, the president is serious about it, and I noted, when you have other world leaders that are making calls for genocide and Twitter not finding that worthy of flagging or blocking. Beyond that, you look at China, who's putting out disinformation. China tweeted out, I believe it was 6 days ago, I think it was November 25th, that COVID-19 did not originate in Wuhan, something that was not deemed worthy of flagging by Twitter. There are real grave concerns here, and the president stands by that. And it also is worth noting that the president will always defend our military, ensure that we get adequate defense funding, as he's gotten $2.9 trillion so far, but he is going to put the pressure on Congress to step up on this.
And one more question about Attorney General Bill Barr's comments. I believe you said that you're not sure if President Trump and the Attorney General have spoken since he made those comments. Was that right?
Yes, I'm not sure if they've spoken.
But can you at least tell me, was President Trump upset when he heard the Attorney General say that he has not seen or the DOJ has not uncovered evidence of widespread voter fraud enough to overturn the outcome of the election?
I haven't spoken with the president specifically about AG Barr or that comment. And I would also just point everyone to the revised, or the supplemental, I should say, not revised, comment that was put out by AG Barr in the wake of media reporting that seemed to misconstrue his statement. He said that some media outlets have, not he, I should say, the DOJ spokesperson, some media outlets have incorrectly reported that the department has concluded its investigation of election fraud and announced an affirmative finding of no fraud, and that is not what the AP reported nor what the AG stated. I think a lot of the media didn't read beyond that one comment to the civil part versus the criminal part.
Well, I think maybe the discrepancy is, you have members of the Trump campaign coming forward and saying that there is hard evidence of widespread voter fraud enough to overturn the outcome of the election, and then you have the nation's top law enforcement officer, the Attorney General, is saying if there is, he hasn't seen it.
Well, the Attorney General was speaking to what has come before his desk. And again, I'd point you to the campaign for specific questions on this, but I would just say generally they are pursuing civil litigation, which in fact the Attorney General explicitly said some of this is meant more for civil litigation, which is what the campaign is currently pursuing. Kevin.
Kayleigh, is the president seriously considering skipping the inauguration?
I'll leave that to the president to make his announcement. He tweeted something to the effect of he knows what his decision is and he'll make his decision at the right time.
What rationale could he possibly have for skipping?
I'm not going to speculate on the president's decision. I'll leave that to him to announce it.
Just one follow-up. There was a report yesterday on federal officials investigating a potential bribe for pardon scheme. Has anybody at the White House been questioned by federal law enforcement officials regarding potential bribes for a pardon?
No, and in fact, a DOJ official said yesterday that no government official was or is currently a subject or target of the investigation disclosed in this filing. Yeah, Andrea.
So thanks for my question. I wanted to ask about FBI Director Wray. Though it looks like President-elect Biden wants to keep him in the job, does that change the president's perspective on FBI Director Wray, and does he retain full confidence in him? No, I have just a quick follow-up.
Yeah, he's made no assessments, and at least in my presence, about that. And if we have any personnel announcements, we'll let you know.
Okay, great. Can I just follow up on the vaccine issue? You said 40 million doses. I recall the president saying, and perhaps even you saying, that you were looking for 100 million doses by the end of the year. That 40 million is quite a bit short. So can you just clarify that number?
So there are currently 6 vaccines that we have identified as vaccines that we were hopeful would come to fruition. And with several of those, if not each of them, I can follow up with you on the exact number. We have manufacturing contracts. So we have manufactured doses with several of these, but they have to come to completion. So with each new vaccine that comes, along with that will come millions and millions of doses that have already been manufactured in time. But currently, of the 4 vaccines in phase 3 clinical trial, Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and Janssen, 2 of those have gotten to the point of applying for an EUA. So really, it's incumbent on the manufacturer and those going through the phase 3 clinical trial to get that data to us, and then it's manufactured and ready to go. So the moment someone else gets to a 94% effectiveness rate or whatever the barometer is, we will have those doses. Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Kayleigh. I have just 2 quick questions, if I could. Georgia officials have said election workers there are facing threats because of the president's false claims about winning the state and his rhetoric throughout the election. Does the president condemn threats against election workers, or does he take any responsibility for those threats?
We condemn any threats against anyone. There's no place for violence. What I will say, though, too, is that the president's lawyers, they were doxxed by a left organization. Their private information put out, so we're seeing that happen to people on both sides of the argument, and there's no place for that ever anywhere.
And then just real quick, the CDC director today said that the next few months could be among the worst public health months in American history. I wonder, does the White House, is it setting a good example for the public for the White House to be holding in-person holiday parties at a time when the CDC and other organizations are asking Americans to forego those kinds of celebrations for their own safety?
Yeah, so, if you can loot businesses, burn down buildings, engage in protest, you can also go to a Christmas party. You can celebrate the holiday of Christmas, and you can do it responsibly, which is why the East Wing has noted that they'll have smaller guest lists, masks are going to be available, social distancing is going to be encouraged, hand sanitizing stations, among other measures. But we will engage in the celebration of Christmas, and there will be a Hanukkah celebration as well. Yes. Yes. Meredith.
Thanks. Does President Trump, has he had any kind of conversations with allies on Capitol Hill about challenging Joe Biden's electoral college votes with Congress? We saw one of his allies today said he plans to do that. Is that a conversation that the president's had at all?
Not that I'm aware of. Ines.
Oh, yes. The White House Coronavirus Task Force is privately telling governors that Americans under the age of 40 who gathered with people outside their households at Thanksgiving are dangerous to others and should isolate immediately. Why is the White House not publicly sharing that same information with Americans?
You said that was in a, what document was that?
The White House Coronavirus Task Force is privately telling governors.
That those at Thanksgiving celebrations that there's CDC guidance out there as to when you should and should not isolate, so I would point you to that. That's all been publicly available since the beginning of all of this. Christian.
Yeah, thanks, Kayleigh. So if some version of the defense authorization makes it to the president's desk with language that terminates Section 230, would he sign it into law, even if there's language in there that renames bases bearing Confederate, names or named after Confederate officials?
Yeah, he's said before he's very much against the Warren Amendment, and public polling is with him on that. How that intersects with the 230 tweet, I will have to follow up with him about. I don't know if that position has changed, given what he tweeted recently, but I will follow up on that.
And then on China,
yes.
Joe Biden told the Times that he doesn't want to roll back the China tariffs or the Phase 1 trade deal. Do you know if the president plans on reaching out to Mr. Biden to talk about, China trade, since it's been such a hot policy issue, or any other policy really, before January 20th?
I'm not aware of any plans of that at the moment, but if I do, I'll let you know. Yeah, Meredith.
You gave some examples of, lawmakers who've been talking about COVID, but I am curious, where has President Trump been in offering public leadership on this topic of the coronavirus, especially as we've seen cases surge? We haven't seen the president make any sort of public comments or even tweets about this surge in cases. So I'm curious what sort of examples you have.
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, he's created the greatest testing system in the world. He gave a press conference about 2 weeks ago, I believe, on the vaccine, which he has done at warp speed because he's torn down bureaucratic barriers. He's been hard at work. He's done, I don't know how many coronavirus task force briefings from this podium, but the work he's done speaks for itself. The fact that now the case fatality rate in this country is 2%. It was 6% in April, and what that means is it's a testament to our therapeutics. Another thing that happened recently, in fact, mid-November, got almost no attention, but it's again a testament to the president, is the two new therapeutics. They are renditions of, one is a monoclonal antibody, another one is a Regeneron therapeutic, and these two therapeutics are given to people with mild to moderate COVID symptoms that are at high risk for severe COVID or hospitalization. So the fact that we've got to the point where we now have therapeutics we can give you in advance to try to prevent you from going to a hospital, and we've sent out 169,000 vials of one and 36,000 vials of another just in a few weeks. He's hard at work at this with the task force behind the scenes. And when we talk about his public leadership, just on COVID generally, I think it's a fitting time, given your question, to note Dr. Fauci now says that we should keep the schools open. He said that this Sunday. This is something the president has said for months. It caused me to go back to July and look at one of my briefing books from July 16th, 2020. And what I found in there was this. The science was always on our side about keeping schools open way back in July. It's being acknowledged now, but in July you had Dr. Redfield saying, unlike flu, kids are not driving the transmission cycle. You had Dr. Atlas, who's been a leading voice on keeping the schools open, saying everyone else in the Western world, our peer nations are doing it. We can do it. This was back in July. We had a study from the Netherlands about few reports of infections from schools that had stayed open. This was back in July. You had a Yale School of Public Health professor named Albert Koh saying that the bottom line is the impacts of COVID-19 on children is minimal or very low compared to other groups. There was a Lancet quote to that same effect. This was back in July when the president was saying, keep the schools open. I'm looking at the science. It's detrimental to keep kids out of school. But what were Democrats saying? When the president was following the science, here's what Democrats were saying. You had Governor Gavin Newsom say this, I'm not taking pressure from Trump on opening schools. You had Governor Cuomo saying it's not up to the president about opening schools as schools were shut down. You had Mayor de Blasio, who interestingly reversed himself this week, and now kids can go back to school. But back in July, when the science was on our side, he was saying what we won't do is ignore the science and recklessly charge ahead like our president, who was always following the science. You had Jennifer Rubin tweeting that now he wants to kill your kids. I'm not sure how that's responsible reporting. And then you had Anderson Cooper saying that he actually just doesn't care about kids at all, nor the health of their teachers and parents. And you had the American Federation of Teachers and the National Education Association railing against the president as well. The president's followed the science. He's also kept in mind we have a constitution, and he will be unashamed and always advocating for the science and the best interests of the children of this country. Thank you very much.
All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us here at Golden State Times. If you guys liked our coverage, make sure that you subscribe and you click that bell to get more full coverage from the White House, President Trump, and politics in general. Also, make sure you check out our website, goldenstatetimes.com. If you're looking for a new place to get your headlines and you no longer go to Drudge Report, then make sure you check out goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's www.goldenstatetimes.com. Make sure you share this video on social media, on Facebook and Twitter and Gab and Reddit and all of those social media sites. And make sure you also click the thumbs up button because that helps us with the algorithm here on YouTube. Thank you so much, folks. Once again, subscribe to the channel. Let me put that up. Subscribe to the channel and click that bell. If you've been subscribed to us for a while, make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure that YouTube has not unsubscribed you from the channel. And we will see you guys here very soon for another either White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany press briefing or President Trump press conference. You never know. So make sure you are subscribed and the bell is on so you can get notified for future uploads and live streams. Thank you so much, folks, and we will see you very soon. Peace. All right, folks, so that was for the video upload. In case you guys missed it, we are uploading it on, we are uploading it onto the channel right now. So just give me a second here. We'll be uploading it onto the channel. In case you guys missed it, came in halfway, towards the end, or anything like that. Thank you so much once again for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. And let me know how Kayleigh McEnany did today. I think she did pretty well, especially at the beginning where she was like totally exposing all the Democrats and their double standards. They're saying, you know what, here, especially here in California, oh yeah, you can't, be with your family on Thanksgiving or on Christmas or New Year's. But Gavin Newsom is outside dining indoors and having a good time with 8 to 10 people. And, and that's the time that he got caught. Imagine how many other times he's been doing it. That time is because, Fox 11 was tipped by someone. That's the time he got caught. How many other times had he been doing it? That's the real question. How many other times had he been dining indoors with a bunch of people, just not following his own rules? Like Kayleigh McEnany says, rules for thee, but not for me. That's how it works with the Democrats. We are uploading right now Kayleigh McEnany's press briefing, the Q&A with reporters. So if you guys missed it, we're uploading it onto the channel right now. So just give me a few more minutes and we will have it uploaded onto the channel, and I'll put the link to it in the chat so you guys can go and check it out in case you missed it, came in halfway or towards the end. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. We also want to give a big shout out to all the Patriots that helped us through Super Chat and through membership. As you guys know, our live streams are not monetized. We do not put ads on our live streams. All of our live streams are powered by the people. If you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe and click that notification bell. Like I said, folks, we're uploading the briefing onto the channel right now. So just give me a few seconds here. We'll get everything ready to go, and then that way we can upload it onto the channel. There's just so many moving parts when it comes to uploading a video on YouTube. It's crazy how many things you have to go through. Just to upload a video, you have to go through a bunch of steps. But we're getting it done, so just give me a second here. Thank you so much to all the Patriots who helped us by sharing the live stream on social media. That is the best way to help out Golden State Times. If you were wondering how to help out Golden State Times, how to support the free press, the best way is by sharing the stream and by clicking that thumbs up button. That helps us with the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't treat us fairly, as you guys know. So the best way to help out Golden State Times is by clicking the thumbs up button on our video uploads and on our live streams. That helps us with the algorithm, because when you guys click the thumbs up button, when you click the thumbs up button on our live streams and videos, the YouTube algorithm doesn't know what to do. They're looking at it like, oh, this is getting a bunch of thumbs up, so we can show it to more people. It isn't until the YouTube algorithm starts going through the actual video that they notice that if it's good or not. But since the very beginning, the YouTube algorithm says, oh, wow, this video is very popular. You know, a lot of people like it. A lot of people want to watch it because of all the thumbs up and stuff like that. All the comments, all the subscribes, all that stuff. Like, oh, okay, this content is hot. This content is good. So it shows it to more Patriots. And that's the best way to help out Golden State Times. So that's how it works here on YouTube. In case you don't know how YouTube algorithm works, that's exactly how it is. So if you like to help out the channel, all you have to do is click that thumbs up button. All right, folks, so I'm uploading the video right now. Just give me a second. All right, so the video has been uploaded onto the channel. Maybe you're getting notified, maybe you're not. I'm not 100% sure, but we are going to put the link to the video in the chat. I'm going to pin it to the very top. That way you can just click on it in case you missed it, came in halfway or towards the end. So I'm going to pin it to the very top of the chat. All right, so it's pinned to the very top of the chat, folks, in blue. So the message that you guys see where it says Golden State Times in blue and yellow, just click on it. That is where the link to the video is at in case you missed it, came in halfway or towards the end. But do let me know if you got notified by YouTube for the video upload. Let me know in the chat if you got notified for the video upload. If you guys missed the press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany, I am putting the link to it in the chat, and it's also pinned to the very top of the chat in blue. All right, folks, we're going to be shutting down the live stream. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. If you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe and click that bell. We also want to give a big shout out to all of our moderators, Gorf, we have Carolyn Hall, we have Deacon, we have Truck, we also have Truth. We have all of those patriots who help us here at Golden State Times. Brian Knight also, I haven't seen him in a while, but I know he's around. Thank you so much to all of our moderators for keeping the chat clean and enjoyable for everyone. Once again, if you guys missed the press briefing, click on the link in blue at the very top that's pinned to the very top of the chat, or I'm putting it in the chat myself So make sure you guys click on that link in case you guys missed the video of the press secretary in her White House press briefing. Thank you so much, folks, and we'll see you very soon. Peace.